Hey YouTube, what's up? My name is Jonathan. I'm one of the co-hosts of this podcast. I just wanted to preface this episode and say thank you for checking it out. I hope you guys enjoy it, and don't forget to subscribe, to like this video, and to share it with your friends. Also, check us out on Instagram at Talk Progression. Also, there's a link in the bio if you just want to listen to the audio version of this podcast. That's available as well. Also, just wanted to give you guys a heads up that the intro is static. We're still working on getting an animated version of that, but the rest of the podcast has video. So I hope you guys enjoy it, and thanks for checking us out. We'll see you around. Hello, I'm Jonathan.
And I'm Sam.
And this is Progression in Progress. All right, baby. Welcome back to another episode of Progression in Progress, where progress happens in real time. Sam, how are we doing today?
I'm doing great. How about you?
Good. I'm over here in my scuff setup. I can't wait for you to see the video. It's kind of funny. I come home from school, right? The semester's over. I come home from school, and my room has been, I don't know if it's been upgraded, changed, or whatever, but it's like I'm sitting around here. My bed's on a different wall. They got rid of my desk. Now there's a TV in here. Now there's a reclining chair in here. Because my grandma came and stayed in my room for a while. So it's now grandma's room, and I get to use the nice reclining chair that I'm sitting in right now. So if I don't respond, I fell asleep. Okay. And then also, there's a TV in here now.
Nice. How's it like living in your grandma's room now?
Okay, dude. Okay, it's still my room. Okay? It's my room. My grandma can borrow it. Okay.
All right, if you say so.
Okay, dude.
When I came back from school, I just remember feeling so like just weirded out. It didn't almost feel like home anymore. Like, do you kind of feel like that, or are you just kind of right back to how it was?
No, I definitely felt that yesterday. I don't know if it was because I was super tired and there was nothing going on, or what was up, but like, I don't know. It just is like, I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just,
I don't know how to put it into words. Maybe I'm getting old at the ripe age of 20, or I'm ready for the real world. I don't know, because obviously I enjoy being home.
Right.
But give me a few days. Maybe I'll adjust and be back in the swing of things. But obviously it's nice being home for sure. But in the last 2 years, I've spent more time away from home than I have at home.
Oh, that's true.
So it's becoming different, I guess. This is not, I guess, I don't know. Is it weird to say this is not home anymore, even though it is?
No. Yeah, it's true. It's where your family is, but it's not exactly your home. But I don't know. Do you even feel like you really have a home?
No, because I don't know if you count apartment 205 and where I live as home either.
Exactly.
Well, I guess, I don't know.
It's kind of temporary.
If you wanted to get technical, this is home, but it's not my primary residence. I don't know. Is that dorky to say?
No, I guess that makes sense. But
I'm still registered in California for everything. I got a California license plate and driver's license, and I voted here in California.
Yeah.
So I guess, I don't know, if you ask the government, California is home. I mean, like on my credit card. Okay, get this. When I ordered a new debit card from Wells Fargo, because long story, I thought my credit card was stolen, but it wasn't. I was just stupid. I went to a carnival in Salt Lake, and I forgot that I spent money 3 times there instead of 2 times. And one of the charges was for a ride. It was for a ride, and the company was from Texas. And when I looked on my balance statement or whatever, it was something. It was like Carnival in Texas. And I was like, what the heck? I didn't go to a carnival in Texas. Yeah. So I freaking called Wells Fargo, and I'm like, hey, someone stole my card. And then like an hour later, I'm like, oh, wait a second. They didn't. So I had to, no. So I had called them back and fixed it, but I still had to get a new card. But the moral of the story is they changed you know how like at the gas station, you have to put in your zip code? Oh yeah. They changed my zip code.
To your Utah?
Yeah, they changed it to my Utah address.
Because they had to send it there.
Well, I guess, but I kept my billing address as California, and when I put in stuff, and my billing address is still in California. Yeah. But they changed the zip code, so I looked like an idiot at the gas station for 2 weeks until I figured out what was going on. Yeah. Every time I'd go in the store and be like, "Hey, my card's not working. Can you just do it in here and whatever?" And they would do it. So I don't know if that makes me. Yeah, but
is that something you can find in your account, or do you have to call them? Or?
No. I figured it out. I just looked at the zip code for my address and I put it in, and it worked, so it was fine.
Crazy.
But Yeah, so that's 4 minutes about nothing important. I think this is probably worse than the raw tofu rant, but
maybe. But yeah, let's move on to some good stuff. I think last week we had too much praise about me. So
oh no.
this week, let's switch it around. So last week, actually I don't even know. Maybe it was a few days, or is it a week?
What, for finals?
For finals and stuff, yeah.
Literally, I finished Thursday night.
Okay. So yeah, a couple days ago, Jonathan, he messages me. He's like, "Okay, I've got finals this week, and I need to do really well. So I'm gonna. What do you want? I'm gonna disappear for a while." And I'm like, "Oh, okay. Well, good luck with that." And I tried not to bother him too much. I think I checked in maybe once or twice.
Yeah, you texted me once or twice. I texted you once or twice, but it was far from, our normal back and forth, daily back and forth.
Exactly. And so then, was it just yesterday or 2 days ago? I don't even know anymore.
Thursday night, I think. And what's today? Saturday?
Saturday, yeah.
Yeah.
So a few days ago, Jonathan messages me and he's like, "Bro, finish finals." And I don't know. Do you wanna reveal it?
Well, I don't think I need to say specific grades, but I did pretty well. I did
Very
pretty
well.
well. I did very well.
Very well.
I did very well, and it was super clutch. I'm glad because, it was for finance prerequisites, and I did well enough that I have a really good shot of getting into the program. So it's good news.
Jonathan's been stressing to me for probably like over a year. Maybe not stressing, but he's been worrying about getting these good grades so we can get into the program he wants to get into. So yeah, just super happy for you there.
Well, thank you
for doing that. It's a big accomplishment.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And I mean, I'm not in for sure, but
yeah,
all things considered, it's looking good. And I'm happy to get this. I think I told you about this over text, but I don't know if I came across, but before the prerequisites were like accounting, marketing, and finance or something. And they just changed it this year to accounting, finance, and econ. They pulled a quick one on everyone and they put econ in the mix. And I think that is a benefit for me because econ is a pretty tough class. It's a notoriously tough class at BYU. And I did well at econ. In econ, I think it's because I listened to a bunch of old man econ podcasts, about Peter Schiff ranting about everything and a bunch of other people, I Planet Money, all that type of stuff. I listened to that. So I think that helped a little bit. And I'm glad because I think it will improve my chances because they threw econ in the mix. So
totally. Yeah. That's probably what you've been saying is kind of what you're most passionate about, at least recently.
Yeah. Except after the test, dude, after the test, I was like, oh man, this is like that test. Oh, that test was so hard. It was 4 hours long.
4 hours?
4 hours. Well, you didn't. Most people finished it in 3, apparently, is what the teacher said. But sure. I take my time, my sweet Mary time. So I took all 4 hours to take the test.
Oh man, dude, that must have been grueling.
Yeah, I got some stories for you to tell, but I can't tell. I can't. I don't want to tell you here, but I'll tell you. I'll tell you later. I got some good stories about that test.
Jeez. Yeah, and then you had another test too, right?
Finance as well. Yeah.
Finance. Yeah. How was that one?
Good. That one. Okay. So both these tests, funny thing, both these tests, I did like the first few questions. I'm like, oh shoot, I am screwed.
Yeah.
I am screwed. I I know I should know this, but it's blank. I'm blanking, know? Mm-hmm. So for both the tests, so with finance, I just skipped those problems and kept going. It was only 33 questions. Luckily that one. Oh, okay. So I just skipped that and then came back to the beginning at the beginning and figured it out. Oh dude, you want to get this, dude. So the one question that I was like super confused about, it was like a ratio analysis question. So you have to like look at their financial information and then calculate ratios and then make assumptions based on those ratios. Okay. Probably pretty boring I think it's actually super interesting, but cool. But I do the ratios and I'm like, okay, hold on. I'm not so sure about these first 2 ratios. This third ratio though, I'm really dang confident that I calculated this ratio correctly. So I'm going to eliminate all the answers because it was like, which one of these is true and which one of these is not, which of these statements are true. I'm like, okay, this statement is definitely false. This statement is false. It could not be any more false. Okay. And I go look at the answers, and there's 5 answer choices, and every single answer choice has that one as true. And I was like, oh no.
Oh no. That's a
So it's
red
like,
flag right there.
Yeah, but I used process and elimination, and I got it right. So
Nice.
So it was all good. But this is probably the most boring podcast we've ever done, Sam.
Just talking about taking tests and things like that.
I know, this is the most boring podcast we've ever done. So let's talk about. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, like, just kind of when you were telling me all of this, like, it just made me think about how, like this is just like a small little thing, I guess, towards your overall goal, I guess, for finishing school. But it's just like, I don't know, like, do you just feel like, do you feel like you're like, just this little victory is you're like motivating you to kind of move forward with the rest of your schooling? Or like, I don't know, I just like how this is just such a good like progression moment or a milestone just for your journey there.
Well, yeah, I really do think it is a good progression and progress moment for sure, because I mean, it's progression in real time, you know. It's like, which is cool that we get to do 2 episodes in a row like this, you know, where you get your promotion last week, and this week we get to talk about my finals and stuff. And I think it definitely is a big step on the journey, right? Because if I didn't do well, you know, the journey would have changed.
Yeah.
You know, so that is pretty cool in of itself. And you know, a while ago we were talking about what I wanted to do with my life and stuff. And I feel like I'm closer to figuring that out. I haven't like figured it out yet, but I feel like I, you know, could, you know, I'm still leaning into that finance path. And I think that's where I'm going to go. And, oh, okay, get this. You know, you were getting mad at me about how I always talk about how I like econ, but I'm not going to major in econ and all that.
Yeah.
And I was watching a video last night as I was falling asleep in the TV that is now in my room. Okay. And it was a YouTube video about, you know, is an economics degree worth it? And like after, like I was like half asleep while watching it, you know, but I was like, okay, yeah, I don't think econ is the play. Cause he was just talking about like, okay, all the good paying econ jobs are like super math heavy. And sure, I'm not like an idiot when it comes to math, but I'm an idiot when it comes to math. Okay. Yeah. So I was like, okay, that is another reason not to do it. And then a lot of the jobs too are just finance jobs. You just go get a finance job. So I'd rather do the math that I can do and then still get a finance job, you know?
Exactly. Yeah.
And then get all the support of like the internships and all the people who help at the program and stuff like that. But yeah, that was a weird tangent. Well,
that's good. Another thing to kind of, you know, get you closer to that, get all those other opinions. And, you know, if what you're looking to do kind of, even though you kind of have one way to frame it, but then if it actually is, there's more opportunities or will be just kind of a similar thing anyway, then you might as well just go down that route.
Exactly. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, for sure. But okay, let me tell this one cool experience. I don't know. So like I was studying for finance and stuff, and I was studying with this one girl that I know who's in my class, and it was, you know, normally I actually am not a huge fan of study groups, but this was like after I had been studying forever and ever. Well, I'd been studying forever and ever and ever, you know, so I was like already burnt out and like dying. So studying with someone actually helped, you know, because it helped you focus. And like halfway through, after we'd been studying for a few hours, I just went like, we were just like talking about something, or like all the time I'd be like, oh, this is a great problem. You know, this is I'd be like, dude, such like an old man. Like, I'd be like, dude, oh yeah, this problem is really good right here. This is a great problem, dude. Let's do this problem. And she'd just be laughing at me like, what the heck? Like, what do you mean this is a good problem? Why do you want to do this problem? This looks, yeah. So I think, and then also we talked about some econ stuff, and like, doesn't this just sound like the most interesting thing you've ever heard, right, Sam? Like talking about econ and finance, you know? Oh my goodness.
I feel like,
I said that sarcastically, hopefully that came across, but
no, yeah, but like I just feel like just because like you can just hear the passion, like for me anyway, even if someone is talking about something that I'm maybe not like 100% know everything about or super into, just like hearing like how passionate you are, just anyone usually talking about that kind of stuff, like I can't not help but then to start liking it too.
Yeah,
And I'm sure
I
everyone
definitely.
else listening probably feels the same way.
Well, hopefully if they've made it
Hopefully.
this far, but I think so. But the moral of that story was, I'm over here looking like a nerd being like, oh yeah, this is a good problem. And then we started talking about econ stuff and I was explaining a few things. Um, and like, I was just like super excited to explain it. I was
Yeah.
like getting into it and I'm like, oh, but then you got this and that and this and that. And,
Yeah.
and this connects to this and we're screwed because we're doing this and everyone's dead because of this, and like, and I was just getting like really into it. And then like I could tell she was like, it was like clicking for her and she was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So I don't know. I guess what I'm trying to say is that I do get hyped up to talk about it. I do get hyped up to study it. I do. So I think that the moral of the story is I think that's a good sign. I think I'm heading down the right direction,
No, definitely. I think that kind of, you always kind of hear people say, or I don't know if in school or wherever it was, but people are always like, once you've like, if you have a passion for something or if you've like mastered something, then once you start like kind of teaching that to other people, that kind of like really shows your mastery.
Yeah.
Or just like, like anything, anytime anyone's ever, passionate about something, that feeling of just wanting to, share it with everybody and, just talk about it like that, like that's a huge indicator that's,
Yeah.
probably going on the right path.
I get this like feeling. I get this feeling all the time when I talk to people, but I get it especially when I talk about things that I'm like excited about, or like interested about. But then also at the same time, I have a little bit of reservation about it because
Yeah.
I don't want to like,
You don't want to do
unload
too much. Yeah.
everything, But like,
Mm-hmm.
I get like, it's almost like I get like, I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. Let me see if I know how to describe it. It's like I get like lightheaded, almost like a little lightheaded,
Yeah.
and like
Or
I
like
get a
you're
little
talking or
lightheaded.
smiling so much it like kind of hurts.
Smile, exactly. And
Yeah.
then like I almost like start like getting cold a little bit. Like I start getting colder. I don't know. It's like,
Ooh.
and like it's an interesting feeling, but I can tell like I get like that when I'm talking about finance and econ and stuff like that. So I think I'm heading down the right path.
It's almost like a state of like flow, but for like, I don't know, talking with people or just
I guess
like
so.
something like that.
There's just
I
like
wonder if
something
there's
cool.
a name for it.
It's like there's something cool when you like understand something or like feel, I mean, maybe you don't fully understand it, but you've spent some time trying to understand it and then you get to explain that to someone else and you just want to like take them on that whole journey and stuff. I don't know. I think that's kind of what I was experiencing.
Yeah. Yeah. Inviting people down your rabbit holes is really fun.
Exactly. Yeah. That's a perfect way to put it. Perfect. Inviting people down your rabbit holes. Like a YouTube algorithm, dude.
Oh man. we need to start working on that.
I know. Dang. Well, I guess let's finish this up with, I guess, one lesson that I learned is that, and I feel like Sam, you learned this lesson too, just last week, is that, the grind pays off. Putting in the time pays off. And I think this is one thing that is interesting is like, I mean, I personally didn't hate studying. I've gotten pretty okay at studying, I feel like I've gotten a lot better over this last year and that my ability to sit down and grind it out has gotten better as well. So, but then at the same time, it's not the easiest thing in the world. It's not the most fun thing in the world. I mean, I literally like, that's like all I did for a week, was just study, it was, and this is a rant for another time, but I have the worst at my apartment complex. I have the worst view in the entire apartment complex. So like I hardly left. I had literally the worst view in the entire, there's like 300 rooms. And I swear on my life, I have the worst view out of every apartment. I'm not even kidding.
Well, it probably keeps you focused, right?
Exactly. Yep. So as I look outside to see if there's any snow and I can't see anything, I'm like, yep. Okay. Right. So, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that, the grind paid off this week. I grinded. I put my shoulder to the wheel. I tried to go the extra mile. I tried to, not get too distracted. I wasn't perfect at it. There's definitely parts where it's like, oh shoot, I'm faltering a little bit here, but I stuck through it, and it turned out well.
Exactly. And it's so nice to be able to kind of see that, like the fruit of your labor, like as soon as you kind of did.
I know.
Like I feel like most of the time it is, it depends what you're doing, I guess. But yeah, it's just nice to get that feedback, and now you can just move on to the next part.
That's one of the problems with school, in my opinion, is that it's like you just grind and grind and grind and then get a grade, and then you're back to grinding to get another letter grade, right? Mm-hmm. But then at the end of the semester, it's a little more satisfying because it's done, and your final grade, and then you can feel satisfied about that. So it's nice. I think that's all I got to say. I've ranted about enough stupid stuff today.
No, but yeah, super, super happy, super proud of you.
Thank you.
Great step. And we'll keep on progressing from here.
Awesome. Okay. Well, this episode might have been a little mediocre. Maybe you guys enjoyed it. Maybe you guys didn't. But me and Sam, I got some things. I don't know if I've told Sam. I think I've told Sam a little bit about this, but I've got some ideas. I've got some plans. I've got a few weeks off from school. Sam's work schedule's about to change, so I think we're going to be able to up our game just a tiny bit. So I'm excited for that.
It'll be fun.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys. Make sure to subscribe to the podcast. We got the video version on YouTube if you guys are interested in that. It's no different than the audio version, but it's got video. Make sure to share this with your friends. Follow us on @TalkProgression on Instagram. And thank you guys for listening.
See you.
Bye.